Nobody knows who is Deadrosesxyz and who is behind that famous Twitter account.
Okay, like if I've missed something critical, I'm absolutely okay to give all my pay that I was paid for the audit.
Just want to check where is my data.
Surprisingly, the 1 million is the easier part of the two. They were just like, okay, we're not gonna pay you, and I was like, sure.
And you are still looking for a reason to not start auditing. Hey guys, this is Hack and Proof podcast, and today with you, your honest host Alex, as usual, and Jordan, aka Dead Roses XYZ, who is a bug bounty hunter, lead security researcher at Spearbit DAO, senior Watson on Sherlock, and of course, rising star of the Web3 security arena and man who secured multiple 8, even 9-figure TVL projects, including Euler, Yearn, and made a lot of talking about him in the community. So, hey Jordan, how are you today?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here with you, man.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you here today just because we got so many requests from our community and around Twitter that like nobody knows who is Deadrosesxyz and who is behind that famous Twitter account, where how he came to that sphere and why he is so cool in security researching. So glad to have you here today, and let's start. Could you let's start from your background. I mean, like, could you share about some thoughts about yourself? How did you start it, and what is your background? What did you do before?
Yeah, sure. So basically, like, I don't have really an tech background. As you can probably see, I'm quite young. I'm 19 years old. So yeah, I went full time in security researcher as soon as I graduated high school. I basically started going into Web3 like in my last year before graduation, and it's all due to an actual dear friend of mine that is also a security researcher. Which is George Hunter, also known as Gogo. Yeah, he got me into the field basically in February last year, and yeah, ever since I was just hooked. And I believe in April or May, just before graduation, got my first contest earnings, and I was like, yeah, that's the thing I want to do, and just decided I will not go to university, not go to college, and just go all in into this thing. And yeah, it's been awesome.
And I believe that you do not regret about your choice so far.
Yeah, yeah, it was a very tough choice, honestly, because I already got accepted. It was something I had planned, and like just last minute, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna set this thing aside. I'm gonna go all in, gonna risk it, and yeah, everything turned out nice. So pretty happy about that.
Hey, it's pretty cool that you started from the school basically. Is it some kind of math school or something? Did you have any programming classes in during your education or something, or just a curiosity and what is that?
Well, we had some programming in school, but it was like actually just the basics, like that, just teaching you how to do for loops and stuff like that. Like nothing really actually good. But yeah, I graduated from a mathematics school, so this is something which helped. I also used to compete in mathematics during high school, like various competitions, international. But yeah, so maybe this gave me like a little head start, but nothing too major.
And how did you bring into Web3? I mean, there are so many areas in not only in cybersecurity but in informational technologies. But you decided to choose crypto, or it was advice of George.
Yeah, it was advice of George, just basically because we were so close friends, and I was just doing something on the side, trying to earn a buck. And he got his first private audit deal, I believe, like in February, and he just was like, "This thing is awesome! I make so much money, like stuff like that." And I was like, "Damn, if he could do it, I maybe could do it as half as him, and I'd be so happy." And yeah, I just like, in all honesty, it was the bugs which got me in at first. It was like I was just surprised that you could do this here, and later the curiosity got me, and I was like, okay, this thing is pretty interesting. I want to dive deep into it, and yeah, that's how it all started.
Okay, it sounds pretty amazing, like a cool story. If I not wrong, your first bounty was around $500 or something from.
Yeah, exactly. It was a $500 bounty, which was it was by another security researcher. Um, yeah, I was just trying to read past reports from Pashov, and he had just started a random project. I was like, sure, I might as well dive into it. And yeah, I just caught a bug in it, and apparently it was no live code. It was just a hackathon project, like nothing
Mhm.
that actually made it live. But I still decided to contact him, and I was like, yeah, there's a bug. And yeah, he was generous enough to actually pay me a bounty, and I was like, damn, this thing is awesome. Uh, and actually getting this was the first bounty, and like after getting this first bounty, I was like, okay, I have living proof that you can actually make money. I'm capable of doing it, so I might as well, dive deep into it. So if it wasn't for that bounty, I'd likely not be here. Like, so I'm extremely grateful that he decided to pay it out of just gratitude. Like, he didn't have to do it.
Yeah, so first alpha from this podcast is read Pashov reports first. If you're
Yeah,
going to start into it. To be honest, I'm not sure. By the way, are you from Bulgaria as
yeah,
well?
yeah,
Okay, so we can joke about about it again. We had already a podcast episode with Georgi from Bulgaria as well, and he shared some thoughts that you have a secret Discord server for all Bulgarian security researchers.
yeah.
I mean, like it's like a $1 million club for security researchers.
Yeah, the thing is that even some people outside of Bulgaria found out about it. And as far as I know, there are actually non-Bulgarians in it, which use translators to translate everything right there. So they can try to get the alpha too.
Yeah, definitely. And I heard that you trying to censorship them. I mean, like if somebody will disclose that he is not from Bulgaria, he will be banned and kicked off.
No, no,
No,
there's nothing to,
it's not
no.
okay. Okay, but it's a private group, so uh,
Not necessarily. I mean, you can join it too. Everybody can join it. It's just that if you're not Bulgarian, you have a tough time finding it.
and learn the Bulgarian
And learn the
language.
Bulgarian language. Yeah.
Of course. If it's possible, we will ask to share the invitational link for that famous Discord server. I believe that many people would like to be part of that.
Well, it's Pashov's server, so we have to ask
Ah,
him
okay.
first. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, definitely. We will ask them as well. So, if for now you are almost a 1 year in Web3 security. Is it correct?
I was just, yeah, like a year and a half since I started, and just over a year since I'm full time.
Yeah, you were sharing your journey. So what, how much money you earned it from month to month, and just curious, when did you decided to start bug bounty hunting? Like from the first security findings on audits on contests, and after that you joined
Well, so
bounty.
I had the typical security researcher roadmap that I have to do contest first, get good, get exposure, and go into private audits. And so my actual plan was it was last summer to just grind contests. And I don't know if you remember, if you followed the contest platforms in September, there were no contests. So I was like, I was I wanted to be full time. I wanted to spend 12 hours a day just grinding contests. And there was no contests, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
And I always had in mind that Immunify is this thing for the pros, like which only the extremely good security researchers do. And I was like, okay, I might as well just try it because like there's nothing else to do. I should not waste my time. And on the first or second day, I caught a bounty for 3,000, and I was like, okay, this thing is good. I might as well keep doing it. Like apparently, if I can find one book, I can probably find another one. And yeah, I started bug hunting in September, and in October was actually my big month, my first big month, like 50,000, something like that. So yeah, it was all because there was no contest. If there was contest during September, it would have gone so much differently.
Yeah, the September was pretty quiet
Yeah.
during the crypto winter. Not much new projects on the market. So yeah, and now you are working in a team or solo? Because I seen that you with George, maybe you have a auditing company or something.
No, no, it's all his. Like we had the idea of doing that thing together, but we just decided to have different visions. So it's only his firm. I'm now working like doing rarely doing some solo private work. Most of the work I do is through Spearbit and
Hmm.
also a leading contest to Sherlock.
Okay, I see. And how frequently you receive a request from Spearbit DAO? I mean, like we had a spoke with several security researchers, and it really depends on how many requests you can receive for auditing. Because you work in team of three on each audit usually, or
It
how
depends. It all
depends.
depends on yeah, because it just depends on the client budget, what the client wants,
Ah,
the
yeah.
scope of the audit. So many variables there. But no, actually, the thing is that with Spearbit, like if you are a lead security researcher, you can get booked through most of the time. Like probably you could average 3-4 weeks a month, which is basically oh. But yeah, if you're not a lead security researcher, then it's a bit harder to get like booked by Spearbit. But yeah, it's all about just showing them that you're fit. Like if you're doing your job good, they're gonna keep you more busy. Simple as that.
Mm, yeah, I see. Okay, a little step back to the very beginnings of your journey. Could you share first advices from George when you were starting your security career? I mean, like, did he share any resources to read to try it out before? Yeah, I believe that it will be useful for beginners and our listeners as well.
Well, like he just shares the absolute basics, like the things that everybody has heard about. The smart contract programmer playlist, that's the very basics that everyone should go through. Like both him and I believe that. And they're like you should try to go into audits as soon as possible. You shouldn't basically be afraid of doing audits. Like just you have to learn the basics and dive into contests on Code Arena, for example. That's all about it. You shouldn't go through CDFs. You shouldn't just read reports for 5 months or something like that. Just try to get into the contest as soon as possible. That's it. It's quick feedback loop. You can just give it your all. You're gonna miss like probably 95% of findings when you start, and you're just gonna learn from what you've missed. You just gotta think, okay, why did I miss that? What should I be careful more about next time to not miss that? And over time, you just kind of see everything, like almost everything, and yeah,
Yeah, thanks to security market, we have a bunch of opportunities to start.
yeah.
Like, yeah, and seems like market is going back. So because I I spoke with several auditing firm and everyone is overbooked. Like everybody looking for auditors right now, and seems like we have not a crypto summer, but maybe a security summer
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like I was planning on taking July off, and like all of a sudden July comes, and like it's all offers coming in left and right. I'm like, I just okay. I'm gonna take all these offers. Maybe I'm gonna take the rest like in August or September. Yeah, just removed all my vacations, and I was like, yeah, fully booked me.
I don't want to miss it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can't miss these offers.
Yeah, definitely. You never know when the another September will came
Yeah,
without and no
exactly.
audits will be there. But what did you enjoy more, security audits or bug bounty hunting?
I feel like I just kind of need both of them. Like I can't just fully devote to either of them because like the bug the, I really found bug bounties like really fun because it's always something new. You're always exploring something new, and it's only practical stuff. You don't waste your time just reporting infos and stuff like that. It's just can you get the money? Can you steal them? Report it. That's it. But it honestly just kind of gets kind of lonely. It just gets kind of boring. You don't have like much interaction. You don't have actual much learning because there's nothing to learn from. It's like you can either find it or not. You can never know if you've missed anything. So yeah, I believe a good mix of both is needed. You just have to switch through both of them.
Yeah, depends on how much job you have and what do you want to do right now. It's good when you working for your own, but for some people the bug bounty is a bit frustrating, because it's really easy to burn out if you don't find anything for a very long time. What do you
Oh,
think about it?
I wouldn't necessarily agree. I can't see myself like burning out because I've not found bugs. Like it's just part of the game. You just gotta continue bug hunting.
Yeah, it makes sense. Uh, okay. Could you share your daily routine? You mentioned you're trying to do audit 24 hours per day, and now you mentioned that you can burn out with that schedule. How are you planning your day?
Uh, like I don't have like a pretty good routine. It's more or less like uh, just waking up, getting ready. Like I don't have any exact time schedule. It's like just when I feel ready, I sit down, I start auditing. When I feel tired, I take a rest, and I just go through this. I I don't have a schedule because like if I have a schedule, I often miss it and I get mad about it. So no schedules. Just I need to get my work done whenever, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And how many hours per day you can spend for not spend but work, like I mean not just work but work productively.
Well, it depends because like sometimes I have to work like 12 hours a day, and I for example work like a full week like that. But this is not sustainable for like a long time. I can do that maybe a week, maybe two at most, but I cannot do this like full year. So yeah, most of the times I believe I average somewhere around 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours of full productivity. But I keep on doing some extra stuff after that. Maybe just checking for a new boundary write-ups or doing POCs because like I sometimes you have POCs to write because I still do some bug hunting on the side. It's not my main thing, and yeah, I can get like maybe 7 hours productive and like two extra of just semi-productive.
Yeah, and do you still have a time to learn something new? I mean, like reading a researches or something else, but it's not a part of your job but just to be on the same page with new trends and everything.
Yeah, I spent quite a lot of time like learning new stuff because like there's always something new to learn, and I even do this in my free time when I'm supposed not to be working because like it just happens to be on Twitter and just scrolling and you see oh a new bug bounty write up, just why not read it as well. And yeah, I actually spent quite a lot of time reading stuff. Um, any bug bounty write up that's public, I've probably read it. Any contest I've led, I've probably read not just only the valid submissions but the ones that were close to be valid. So yeah, I spent quite a lot of time just to be up to date with everything because there's so many new bugs coming in like every day. We just gotta keep track of them.
Could you share your favorite resources to track new bugs or learning materials?
Oh yeah,
Your
sure.
favorite
So
one?
for sure, I'm a big fan of Riptide.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
good.
insane. He's insane. I really like Gothic Shannon. He's a bug bounty hunter on Immunify.
Yeah,
Like top three or
one of
something.
from top 10. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
three even.
something like that. Who else? Yeah, Zakobrand. He's a beast too. And just maybe from from the other people, 0x52. He's got some great submissions too, but like I don't believe he's competing in contests anymore. So there's nothing much more for
Yeah,
me to
there
read
was a
publicly.
scandal with ZK Sync and him. Don't
I don't
don't you
believe.
remember it?
No, I don't believe there's been a scandal between him and ZK Snake. Honestly.
Uh, there was some issue with insiders job during the ZK Sync security contest on Code for Arena. I don't remember who it was.
You're thinking about 0x Heim, I believe that's how we pronounce it. HE1M. Yeah, you're
Ah,
thinking
yeah,
about him. Yeah.
maybe it was him. Yeah, yeah. What do you think about it? I mean, you been on the both sides, like on the side of security researcher and the side of the triage team, yeah, like senior Watson on Sherlock. Uh, what do you think about it? Do you believe that it is a common issue for audit contests?
Well, you can if it's a common issue, it's not something that happens like all the time, but it's definitely important to not just forget about it because it's actually a serious problem. Like I don't have any data to back it up, but I believe that it relatively often happens that something such happens. You know, if you have been following the space, you probably know about some two or three more such occurrences in contests. Like, not gonna name people, obviously, but it's the thing that happens. As long as you got money involved, it's gonna happen. That's about it.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think? Do we need QAC to solve that?
Well, the thing is, it's not just a simple matter like or a yes or no. We need a solution, but it's KYC is not gonna do it. Because like I don't know if you followed, but recently Fractal, which is a KYC provider for
Yeah.
Sherlock, yeah, it got so many users leaked, and it's a serious issue. Like I wouldn't want to get all my information leaked because nobody wants to. So yeah, I don't think KYC is the right solution because it has some drawbacks. But yeah, we need a solution. And
Yeah, and also the KYC can be a solution just because some of the bug hunters just don't want to share their personal information,
yeah,
and you will just sort out really experienced or very overqualified people with that. But yeah, the funny story about Fractal is that they mentioned that 0.5% of user data got leaked, but nobody sharing the sample of data. Maybe there is much more, and they just scared about it. Actually, I'm scared as well because I passed the KYC on a fractal, and what?
I
And
passed it 2 times. I've done it
yeah,
2 times, so I know I've done it like 3 or 4 times actually, because some other
platforms use
bug
it as
bounty
well.
platforms
Yeah,
require it. Yeah,
yeah. Just want to check where is my data. Please tell me, have you seen that body?
yeah.
uh, so okay, let's move on. How do you pick your next target for bug bounty hunt? There is so many active bug bounty program, more than 1000, I think. So I checked on Bounty Vision, and they trying to collect all of them, not only from bug bounty platform but also self-hosted. And I mean, it's a lot. So how to pick the right one, or how to pick the target? Yeah.
Well, I used to try to just hunt random projects on DeFi Llama, but it was really bad success because they were just like, okay, we're not gonna pay you, and I was like, sure. Like if you just hunt random projects on DeFi Llama, you're gonna find like probably 20 times more issues than if you hunt on Immutify. You're gonna get paid like significantly less. So yeah, I just hunt on Immutify because it's the only platform I can trust that's they're gonna pay. Like most of the times, I think only once I've been scammed out of a project in Immutify, so that's fine. But yeah,
Sometimes it happens,
sometimes it
unfortunately.
happens. That's part of the game. Like it's an acceptable risk. But yeah, the way I do it is just whatever is interesting. Like um, I don't have like this complicated strategy, just finding the most optimal project to hunt on. No, it's just whatever I find interesting, and I believe so many researchers actually do that. Like if you get too lost in the idea of hyper optimizing your time, the ROI on your time, you're not gonna be as optimal as you'd like to be. So yeah, the way I do it is just take an interesting project and fully go into it. In fact, when I started, I actually was just really interested by the voting escrow project, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bug hunt every single one that's that has voting escrow and
Yeah.
Immutify, and I actually did that. And yeah, I believe I got like 6 bounties from it, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was all really cool because I was literally hooked to my screen. I was interested. I know there would be mistakes, and I was just going through like 3, 4 a.m. staring at the screen. Yeah.
And now, do you have your favorite category? I mean, like maybe DEX or lending or something like that.
I still like everything voting escrow related. I don't know why. It's just my favorite type of stuff.
And what do you think? Which category of projects is most vulnerable? You checked a lot of them, but most easy, the easiest way to find the issue. Which one we should check?
Everything and anything, like everything has bugs in it. Absolutely everything. There are so many
Depends on
bugs.
devs.
Yeah. Actually, the thing that you should be actually looking the most for is the developers team. You should know if they're good or not. It's all dependent on them. It doesn't matter on the audit companies. Doesn't matter on anything else. It's all about whether the devs are good or not. So usually, I believe I don't know who shared that on Twitter, but the thing that you should be looking for is that most people look at the recent bounties that are reviewed by, which is kind of a bad strategy because all the devs have become better. So if it's a newer bounty, it has been built sooner. And if you look at the older bounties, the devs used to be worse. So there's actually more bugs in the older bounties. Or at least that's how I've seen it. Most of my bounties are actually from older projects, so seems true, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And newest projects receive more more views from the users, and everybody trying to check it them first.
Yeah.
And sometimes they forgot about old one. But I like the point that some people focus on who did the audit for the company before, and if there are a lot of issues were discovered before, then it's no issues. But the real word is that if you found in a protocol a lot of issues, there are a bunch of them which you missed definitely.
Yeah, like the thing is, I found bugs after most of the audit companies, and the thing is that everybody misses stuff. It's you're gonna always find stuff. Not don't doesn't matter who the audit company is. You just gotta dive deep into it. It's all about the dev team, honestly, because they just if they don't follow the best practices, they're doomed. That's it.
Yeah, it's a common disclaimer on each audit that we are not responsible for the final security of the project, because uh, everybody do mistakes and you can miss anything. Like you can be sure for 100% for security audit of the project. But I seen that you like to bet for issues in your previous audits. What do you
Yeah.
think about it? Are you pretty sure that you did it the job well?
Well, yeah. If I place a bet, I'm sure. The thing is that sometimes I really like to have skin in the game because, for example, I did that for the Euler audit
Yeah.
because like we spent a week on it and we found nothing, and like the previous two audits found nothing. So I was pretty damn sure I went through anything, and I was okay. Like if I missed something critical, I'm absolutely okay to give all my pay that I was paid for the audit because I obviously didn't do my job well. I was hired to do my job well, and if I've missed something, I haven't done it. So yeah,
Yeah, and of course you can learn from that. But if I remember it right, nobody found the higher
nobody,
critical issue.
no,
Yeah, it
even
was pretty good.
in the full contest, which I had like much broader scope, nobody found like I
Yeah,
believe even a medium.
yeah, it was more, and it was pretty long, like 1.5 months,
Yeah,
and a lot of people participated in it because it was first more than 1 million audit contests or something. Yeah, it was it was a good one. Have you visited Berlin during their live session?
have I visited what?
Berlin, Berlin.
The city? No.
Ah, yeah, because Spearbit and Cantina were organizing the live hacking
Oh
event
yeah, yeah.
for Euler, like a workshop. There's a lot of security researchers there, so yeah, just wanted to check it.
Yeah, I was busy during that time, so I had to pass the offer down. I actually had big FOMO because of that. I really wanted to just meet everybody and participate in the contest, but like I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And I had FOMO up until the results actually came out. I was like, damn, I've missed. And now that I see that no issues have been found, I'm like, okay, maybe I did the right choice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But by the way, are you planning to visit any security conferences this year?
Yeah, I really want to go to Thailand, but I've not yet got a ticket. I'd like to go, but I'm not 100% sure.
Not got a ticket for a conference or
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
what?
I'm just not exactly sure if I'll be able to fit it in my schedule because like
Uh,
it's 24 hours of a flights away. Like I have to travel for a full day just to go there, which is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But actually, it's the Thailand is a really good place for digital nomads. There is a pretty cheap internet, apartments, and even Ethereum Foundation mentioned that you should stay away longer than just a blockchain week during the DevCon. So maybe you will change your mind because DeFi Security Summit could be pretty big this year.
Yeah, like I really want to just meet other people. Like it's always good when you connect. In fact, like something because you mentioned DeFi Security Summit. The thing is that I actually spent all my earnings last year that I had thus far to just go and visit the Paris DeFi Security Summit, and it was like the best thing I could have done because I just had these little expectations that yeah, if I do well, I might make what 5K a month from contests. I'll be like the king of the world, something like that. And I just went there and like just spoke to all these amazing people, and like everybody's like, yeah, like 2-3K rate a day. That's doable. And I'm like, so it was what's actually set my standards. Yeah, and I was like, okay, there's so much room for improvement. I shouldn't limit myself to this stuff. And yeah, it was the best thing ever. And I really want to actually meet these people again, just exchange knowledge and connect with them.
Yeah, definitely. Usually, networking is the key to find a job, to find inspiration, new opportunities, learn from people, of course, and yeah, become the better version of yourself.
Yep.
So keep in mind, we will be in Thailand and would be glad to meet you there.
I like to see you there too.
What is the most complicated and interested vulnerability you found so far? What is your favorite one?
To be honest, I believe my actually most complicated and interesting vulnerability was in a Spearbit audit, which I'm not 100% sure if it's released. But yeah, it's just sometimes when the stars align, uh, every little detail, just the right thing is missing, and you just get everything together, and you find an issue. That's the best thing. But in all honesty, like something that I tell most of my friends who try to get into it, most of the vulnerabilities are not interesting. Like that's the sad part. It's just little oversights. Like it's nothing that's interesting. You're not going to be satisfied with an issue you found most of the times. So yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true, but still, somebody need to do the job. You know.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because like
Yeah,
my first big bounty was simply not updating a state variable. That's it. That's all it was. That's a 5-digit payout.
damn. Yeah, we need to know that. It will be on the final render on the beginning. So, in few words, your most complicated issue, in which kind of the project it was? No need to share the names or something.
It was a liquidity managing protocol. It was just like a really interesting issue because if you deploy a custom token with a custom hook and you just use them and combine them with them other tree and doing a reentrance, it just all aligned perfectly to be able to drain the funds.
Oh,
Yeah,
sounds cool.
and it was like pretty. It was pretty amazing because it was a 2-week review, and like all of the findings that we had found thus far were found in the first 3 days, and we're like, okay, we're pretty much done with it. Like nothing major to be found, but we have to still finish the 2-week review. And on the second week, like one of the last days, I just find it the last minute, and it was really opening because like I was like, damn, if I found a critical in such last moment, like maybe there's much more to find, but no, unfortunately, nothing else was found. But it just uh, happened to just show me that because the issue could have been prevented if there was simply a non-reentrant guard on every function, which is like a best practice,
Yeah.
which could have been prevented so easily, and yet it happened. It occurred. It was there.
Don't trust anybody, even non-reintrant guard.
Yeah.
uh, do you have any target? I mean, in the cap after which you will quit the auditing business? What do you think?
I don't really have like an exit plan right now. If you that's what you're asking, like I just plan to do it for as long as I enjoy it. For now, I do enjoy it. It pays well. It's a gold mine, so I just want to do it for as long as I enjoy it. No specific plan. I don't have like an X amount of money that when I meet, I will just okay, I'll retire. I don't plan to retire like anytime soon, obviously.
Yeah. I'm asking because you mentioned it in on one of your tweets that your plan for 2024 is earn 1 mil and try to work more on yourself.
Yeah.
So, could you share how is the process going?
Surprisingly, the 1 million is the easier part of the two.
Yeah,
But
if you
yeah,
work in 24 hours, it's pretty hard to find time for working on yourself.
yeah, I do still manage to find time to work out. Obviously, like I don't really want to just fully dive into fully be a workaholic and just work all the time. I just want to keep myself in like treat myself good. Want to stay in shape. Want everything in my life to be good. But yeah, both of the goals going good so far. I believe we're gonna meet them both at the end of the year. I'm gonna do a recap. I'm gonna post it publicly, maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that you will do it pretty soon. Hope for. Do you do any kind of the sport? I mean, like, or gym, or just gym?
Yeah, I'll just go to the gym. That's pretty much all I enjoy. I'm not that
Uh-huh.
much of a sports guy. I just like weightlifting.
Okay. Still cool. It's a funny thing is that the most of security researchers which I spoke to doing some kind of a sport or gym just because do not overthink about the job all the time. The sport is a good way to think about something else and fresh your mind
Yeah,
and be more productive during your main job. So
yeah, exactly. Like it's pretty weird because after working long hours, you don't necessarily feel like going to work out. But at the same time, if you go and work out, you're gonna do your job better the next day. Like it, the more you work out, the better you feel, the better you do your job. And just like you shouldn't go down. It's not like this go down a rabbit hole, but if you feel like not working out, you should just get over it and still go work out, and you're gonna be better at everything. Like even if you're just solely focusing on work, it's you're not gonna be better than if you go and work out.
yeah, definitely. Everyone need to have a rest because focusing on one things for a very long time may make you do a mistake during your auditing process, for example. Especially when you're reading a code base, because as longer you looking for a code base, uh, then more complicated it become. I mean, like usually. It works for me. For example, usually I find most of the issues during the first 4 days, and after that I'm trying to dig deeper, but it's become harder to find something just because all low handled fruits were discovered so far.
Yeah,
And yeah, and reading a code base is pretty hard thing for a long period of time, and that's why I enjoy to work in a team, because you found your part, somebody finds their part, you compare the result and trying to dig deeper.
yeah, and it's always nice like because they just share like how they see the code base. And you're like, oh, I didn't see it from that point of view, and just opens like so many new areas. Like just combining everything together, like working in the team is definitely like 100 times better than just working alone.
Yeah, definitely. So you do a lot of audits at that moment. So what do you think about upcoming trends or technologies on the market right now? Because as for me, it's like a crisis of ideas on the market, like same projects, very similar code bases, fork of forks, and uh, not much new, something new on the market right now. and where we are going. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that's actually a very like interesting question. I don't have like a specific answer, but yeah, I have the same observations as you. Like it's just everybody doing the same thing over and over again, just launching another layer two, deploying the same contracts on in other network. Like somehow everybody just keeps raising money for this type of stuff. So if you had asked me before, I'd definitely tell you that it's only going to go downwards. But obviously, we have like, more jobs than ever, pretty much. So
Yeah, but the scary thing is that if we're doing the same job for every time, like auditing the same code base from time to time, uh, sometimes we can came to the point where that job can be automated. Just because we. Are you scared of AI? What do you think about ChatGPT?
not at all, not at all. Like it's not even close. Like my theory has always been like if AI gets as good as they say it could get like soon, it will first replace the developers because like if it can write code which have some mistakes like not perfect code, this will be the first step. So to just replace developers and there are still going to be human audits, but that's still like very far stretched. Like it's not coming, it's not happening soon in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. But
But
in the end of a of a decade, we will see two types of AI which hunting by on their own. The one is writing the code. The second one is trying to get the issue in that code.
uh,
And what do you think about security trends in Web3? What do you think? What can significantly impact the Web3 space in a year or two? Do you have any thoughts on that point?
not really. I see many people just trying to create tools for auditing, but I'm just not a big fan of any of them. Honestly, I don't think it's something that we need. Like they're just trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. Like there's so many people just trying to integrate AI with it or just doing an auto diagram tool. Like we don't really need that. All we need is like just actually resources to teach people and people who actually do the job. That's all it takes, nothing else. And like I'm saying that by the way, I'm not using any tools and I have never used any tools to audit. It's just not necessary. No need to solve a problem that doesn't exist.
Yeah, unfortunately, because they are still bad. It's pretty hard to keep them updated. It's pretty expensive to develop some kind of detectors or something. For example, if you discover a new vulnerability or new type of issues, and and we discover them like every day, the new one on the arriving, and you need to write tests for different code specification, and it's pretty expensive to make them useful, unfortunately. And yeah, I mean the do you use it? You mentioned it. You don't use any tools, like maybe any plugins for Visual Studio.
Well, the thing is, I'm telling you, you're gonna probably find it funny. I actually do not audit in VS Code. I audit in GitHub, and that's it. I've always done it this way. I just don't like using any tools, man. I just always
Damn.
prefer using GitHub, not cloning any repos. Like obviously, sometimes I have to do it. I sometimes have to write POCs, but unless I have to write them, I just audit through GitHub. Yeah.
Do you have Hardhat installed on your
No,
laptop?
no,
Damn.
I don't have Hardhat. I don't have Yarn. Like nothing. All I have installed is the Foundry. That's it, and the
Have
Solidity
you
extension.
have you heard that? And you are still looking for a reason to not start auditing. Think one more time.
All you need is just one screen. That's it. If you have a laptop, you're good to go. Like it's maybe the oldest laptop, maybe like just I think that a 15 years old laptop, you just need a screen. That's it.
I believe that you can start auditing even with your cell phone.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
like
probably.
if you are, if you just check in a GitHub, you don't need
Yeah,
anything like an access to the internet will be more than enough.
yeah.
Okay, I believe that we are out of questions, so maybe you want to share any advices for very beginners at that moment.
Oh yeah, sure. So the thing I said earlier, it just get into audits as soon as possible. That's the best advice you can hear. Like the thing about it is that you don't need any theoretical stuff. on you this things that are actually work in practice. So like if you just spend time doing all the CDS, like so much stuff going on, doesn't help you in any way. You just have to go study what others have found, see what you've missed, learn why you've missed it. That's it. Just do the loop a few times, and you're gonna be an expert.
Yeah, you can learn much more on the practice than from the books or yeah.
And
Theory
also,
is good, but practice is much better.
yeah, exactly. And also like something that people just, you know, you should always be able to just step aside, like just wait a second, see what you're doing, like evaluate everything, be like, okay, am I on the right path? Like, am I doing everything correct? Is there anything I can optimize? Just do that somewhat regularly, just to make sure you're doing the correct thing, and you're gonna progress. Because so many people they just get stuck in like one place. Like they just, let's say you get your offer to be a junior at a firm, and you're like, okay, I'm content with it. Which, by the way, there's nothing bad. But like if you aim higher, just don't be afraid to just step back and be like, okay, am I really at the junior position? And like if you are, okay, just keep studying. And if you're not, just try to get at a better position. That's all about it. You shouldn't you get stuck. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, definitely. There is a issue with all Junes. Like a lot of them scared to start something by their own, and I mean junior auditors, and they're trying to find a internship or something, and spending much more time for looking for a job, except of trying their skills on a playground. I mean, like auditing contests or something. But definitely, try it out.
Yeah, just go into the wild, man. That's all I want to say. Don't be afraid. Go into the wild. Get better. Just don't limit yourself. You're gonna succeed. There's no other way around it.
Okay, and last maybe stupid question. What is the story behind your username, Deadrosesxyz?
It's just the name of an album of a singer I used to listen to like years ago. So yeah, there's no deep meaning. It's just the name of an album he had made, like probably in 2015, 16, something like that.
Okay, and it was Deadrosesxyz and Web3 Security Podcast. Thanks for listening us today, and see you in next episode. Thank you, Jordan, for being with us.